weirdest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out, and they're calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work like 90% of the time, so I don't ever get to do like a good like real workout. And I got up trying to do a workout this evening and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the third time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers. So it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working. But I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends. You can work out. You can complain about how tired you are. But
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
This woman is receiving a lot of backlash after posting an emotional video on TikTok. Being a single mother is very difficult, and at first everyone in the comments were sympathizing with her. But her ex-husband was not happy with all the praise that she was getting, so he came forward to expose her true colors. He revealed that he actually has full custody of their children, that she owes over $20,000 in child support, that she faked having cancer, and that she had been arrested for fraud equaling to about $1 million. Now because of all that, the tables turned and she received a lot of backlash for this video. As you can see, people are not happy with her. But it gets even crazier because she made a response to the backlash and now people don't know who to believe. She claims that he's abusive, other women have filed a restraining order against him, and that she became the mother to his kids at only 16 years old. But get this, her being 16 would have made him about 24 years old. And this has disgusted a lot of people, with many taking her side. But I want to know what you guys think about all this crazy drama.
What I like now is that I'm taking my time for the next 3 to 4 years.
So, Jake, if you're going to Florida, who just got up and left there and to your right? Who got up and left?
She'll be back when he goes pro. With 15.04 million single moms in the West, not counting those who choose not to identify, the amount of content pieces documenting the development is staggering. At this point, I don't think it's extreme to call this development a Western disease. Women holding children, running off for a fling on the way to poverty, and riding the carousel with no plan for the future have just become the norm. Here's the first set of comments. She'll come back when she needs money. Way to be supportive of your son. She gave no fucks. She said, oh hell nah, I don't want them gators. Why the dude gotta make it mad awkward and ask who left? L mother. There's apparently some extra information involving this one, possibly related to criminal behavior, but I'm gonna stay on theme here. Regardless of context, this is a pretty regular occurrence for single mothers. Beyond circumstance, with a feeling they have nothing to lose. The kids are almost always tools for leverage to serve their materialistic needs. Moving on.
A lot of men come up with every excuse under the sun as to why they ain't finna take care of no other man's kid, right? But the real reason is,
Here we go!
They know that they can't conquer and control you with another man's kid. That's why most of the time these men want to knock you up. A lot of women think that men want y'all to have their babies because, oh, you're such a wonderful woman and you're so great and you'll be a good mom and blah, blah, blah. No, this is the lies that they tell you guys. That's not why most men want you to have their babies. Most men look at knocking women up as a meal ticket, as a place to stay, as a way to anchor themselves into your life.
Oh, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off.
Wow, well that's certainly one way to look at it. Guys, I've seen a lot of ways to justify single motherhood in my day. Sometimes they make the pre-built home a selling point. Sometimes they say their kids are great. The simplest is the lie that the other men won't be in the picture. But it's been a minute since we've seen an argument that made me replay the clip several times to fully absorb it. I mean, this chick really tried to just make the point that single motherhood is the land of milk and honey. Every man is dying to hop on the ride because they are the apex providers. This is amazing, people. One for the ages. So the comments are, men, Father's Day is coming up, treat yourself to a DNA. Women are just saying anything nowadays. Now, I've heard a lot of reasons, but they can't control you with someone else's kid. Ma'am, what kind of guys are you involved with? Stop blaming men for your bad decisions. not because we want our own children? I don't know, man. I seriously have no idea what this was supposed to achieve. Before I lose my mind, let's hustle over to the next clip.
I'm over here in the hospital, y'all, finna give birth to his child, and he over here questioning me, talking about, is this really his baby? Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question the baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go. I don't need you up here. Because all you're doing is stressing me out. Yeah, we are finna find out. And that's so weird for you to even be saying that, though. Why would you even say that? You don't never want to claim your kids. Why you never claiming your kids? Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that. What are you doing? Bro, like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro, because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child. We don't really need you over here. He in here stressing me out. Like, look at me. I look a mess right now. And you over here doing all this extra stuff, stressing me out right now. Talking about you want DNA test. Okay. You gonna get a DNA test. You can really go ahead and go.
This chick is a repeat offender. We've seen her before. There's the single mom that hops over to the Chad or Tyrone next door, and then there's the single mom that's in it for the perverse love of the game. The last time I found footage of this woman, she was trying to use the kid for cosmetic payments. Now she's in the hospital battling another man's right to make sure it's his. Bro, even if it is yours, you honestly need to reevaluate your life. I can barely understand what she's saying, and I decipher this crap for a living. The top comments are, her reaction screams that it's a 100% not his. DNA should be mandatory for every birth. Nothing to get insulted about. Do it. The defensiveness says a lot. I've learned that women that talk like that always cheat, always. She's guilty, bruh. Again, looks like everyone is on the same page here. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but DNA tests should always be a part of the medical plan when it comes to pregnancies. After all, 33% of American pregnancies have been discovered to be caused by Chads and Tyrones. That's a stat that cannot be ignored. Next clip.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
You may need to pause this one to get the full story, but if you're impatient, I'll give you the details. Some chick from the boonies tried to give her husband the Uno reverse card when the kid came out with a different pigment. I'll say it again for the people in the back. This is what I mean when I say the Western single motherhood crisis is a pandemic in its own right. Oh God, I would just love to see this explained in a court battle. In a place like California, it just might favor the woman here, which is a pretty scary thought. The comments here are, that's top tier gaslighting. Biology left the chat. Ah yes, classic woman behavior, never take accountability. How does that make sense if she was the one carrying the baby and giving birth to it? Gaslighting level 1 billion. It truly is. And to commenter number 4, I think you need to lay off the sauce, buddy. There's nothing men hate more than mind games. Maybe the alimony that often follows, but they're pretty neck and neck. When it comes to single moms, they are absolute masters of the craft. Another one.
Time for a crazy story.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
We went out to Applebee's, and she shows up at least like 30 minutes late, and she's got 3 kids with her. So she gets a call, and she's just like, all right, so you just got to go with whatever I say. And like 10 minutes after she gets that call, this dude just comes in with her, and I'm just like, oh shit. He tells us all to get in the car like nothing is wrong. This is kind of a weird situation. I'm thinking that I'm getting like set up or something. But apparently she told him that I'm one of her oldest kids from a different baby dad. That was her baby dad for the other 3 kids. And now I'm the oldest son from a different baby dad. So I'm like, okay, how do I blend into this situation? We get into I'm still trying to figure out if like I still got a chance with it, but she's not really talking to me at this point. But yeah, he dropped us off at home, her and her 3 kids, and then he just dropped me off after. So, yeah, never again, bro.
So do you think she used you to get her and her kids a meal?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's probably what happened, bro. I mean, that's an astute possibility. Bro.
Yo, what? I'm sorry, I need to pop out the Q-tips. What just happened? Look, I often try to objectively present an argument for American IQ, but stories like this, well, they don't help out my people. You all are leaving me defenseless here. The guy was a full-grown man, and somehow this chick managed to convince one of the men in her weekly Rolodex of sausage that he was just part of the litter. I mean, It is Applebee's. I grew up going to places like this, but I'd be lying if it were the capital for all things intellectual. Here are the comments. Showing up with 3 kids to a first date, I'm walking straight out the door. That's an astute possibility. Well, we see he's been in Webster, but he's not in the Book of Common Sense. How this ninja just realizing he got played. How he can get his car back from Applebee's? Even crazier, it's just hitting him. I know. What kind of life does this man lead? He needs a body cam and reality TV show stat. In response to the second comment, his understanding of the word astute isn't necessarily a badge of honor. There are so many people like this that grab 5 words out of the word of the day calendar and start walking around like they're Mark Twain. Moving on.
She's pregnant by possible with another man. You know, how do you think it's going to make me feel?
But I made a mistake, and you shouldn't judge me for that if I'm honest with you. I was so stressed out. I told him, he said something to me, well, why don't you find somebody else? And I said, well, what if I have? And he's like, well, whose baby is that? And I said, I don't know. And he said, you messed up, you're a slut. And he was calling me names, and I was 6 weeks pregnant. And he's like, you need to get out of my house. So I had to go move in with my family. And the whole time, this other guy, he doesn't want me to tell my husband. He wants to keep everything a secret, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I told him right after Father's Day I was pregnant. And I was so upset because I didn't want to have to tell him, well, I don't know if she's yours or not. Because that's hard to tell somebody, but I wanted to be honest. If she doesn't come out to be his, I'm really sorry. And I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. But I know she'll always have you as her daddy. And I'm hoping and praying that he comes out to be her dad. Because I love him.
If she is mine, you know, we'll just go home, throw a big old party. But if she ain't mine, I don't know if we can let this marriage carry on.
Mr. Chappelle, you are not her biological father.
Why'd you do this for?
I'm so sorry. I really am.
I'm still going to be there for her.
I made a mistake, and you shouldn't judge me for that. Boy, if I had a nickel. That aside, no, dude, no. Don't let your natural instinct to serve and protect eclipse your common sense, man. Masculinity is a powerful force, and if you choose to direct it towards those who don't serve it, we end up right back where we started in the early 2000s. This guy, as I've said before, has chosen to walk the path of the simp for a woman who clearly doesn't embrace accountability. The dude needs to be in a focus group or something. Good lord. The comments are, of course she plays the victim. She's not sorry, she's sorry she got caught. That was not a mistake. You made a choice and wasn't expecting the outcome. Is she really playing the victim card? Seriously? Even if it is mine, it's still clipped for that marriage. Yes, yes, and yes. Gold stars for the comment section with the right prescription lenses. This woman is like most on the planet, really. She learned early that crying around men produces estrogen, and she's stayed the course ever since. It also says a lot about the society that people are clapping in the background to the car crash of a situation he's about to endure. Whatever. Next clip.
My marriage was a success. Yeah. I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation, there's a celebration. So that's basically, you know, how I'm looking at it now. And I feel like people look at, when they look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, it's, are they happy?
You didn't take the path your father set up for you.
Ooh, I can correct this one. They're not. And as the songwriter of a generation once said, now you a single mom. This one has layers to it, but to bring variety to the single mom parody, let's focus on what this sister chick just tried to say about marriage. This woman actually tried to say that this was a curriculum, that the marriage ending wasn't a failure. Man, it would have been heaven to have her as a calc teacher. Every time I got an F, she'd probably just say, but are you happier for trying? And here are the top comments. She didn't graduate, she dropped out. A lot of words to explain absolutely nothing. She tried to beautify her leaving her husband to see what was out there. That's not how marriage works, but okay. Her and Vivica Fox should do a podcast about wasting time. Sounds like she didn't understand what marriage was when she initially signed up. Lady, none of them do. Most likely, including yourself. Sorry, but the stats don't lie. Whether it be marriage or single motherhood, women are masters at mental gymnastics to justify how they ruin their lives. Next clip.
My ex-girlfriend cheated on me with a guy. got pregnant and tried to convince me that the baby was mine.
Now there's gaslighting and then just setting someone on fire. Girl, damn.
Lesbians. It's always the lesbians. This one goes right up with the Uno reverse card we saw earlier. It really doesn't matter what the nature of one's relationship is. When it comes to the modern woman, apparently no one is safe. Maybe I've hardened from all these clips, but this one had me laughing for about 30 minutes while I set up for the day. This also just highlights why same-sex female relationships have such a devastating success rate. There's no way to make that thing work with that much negative emotion circulating in one room. The comments are, "She really tried it. Why would you believe science, babe? Believe in me." I am both shocked and impressed at the audacity. Maury, this woman is not the father. The GF is shook. She learned that new math they're teaching in schools these days. Nah, her strap game was so good she forgot it wasn't real. Wow. Hey now, wow. As much as the clip made me laugh, I think I'm starting to get desensitized because I wasn't shocked at all. It kind of reminds me of a story I've addressed where lesbians tried to go after the sperm donor for child support. Another one.
Maybe you could work harder. No, ma'am. Maybe you can work harder to be in your child's life. And I highly doubt a judge would place the child with you knowing that you travel, you're doing all of these things for growing your business, and the child is with him. Sounds like 100% of the time.
No, not all the time.
Okay, how often do you have the child?
When he allows the child to be with me when I'm not traveling.
Oh, okay. So when you're not traveling, that's how often?
Really, a couple of days, a month.
Exactly. You made that up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to place you on child support based on that $100,000 a year, ma'am. Yeah, and don't look confused. It's the right thing to do. It is absurd that you believe it is okay to only send a couple of $100s to dad for your child.
A rare case of justice. There are so many of these single moms who work as influencers, peddling the idea to their naive followers that they are a hard-working mother who just happens to be on vacation year-round. Meanwhile, the dad caught in the sack ends up taking care of the kid or kids for 99% of the year. The only silver lining is that this ends up being a net positive for the child, something we'll get to shortly. The top comments are, "This is the one reason I would never get married and never have kids," prime example, entitled to everything my foot. There were only two here, but the second one really says it all. This single mom, like most others, actually thought she walked in with a case because she spent 24 hours in the hospital, a real martyr complex. Here we go.
Last one. When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to two-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become criminals.
I didn't know that. Yep.
They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not the same.
Not the same is another statement that is putting it lightly. When sociologists and economists came together to understand the cause of the rising crime rate in the 80s and 90s, it was pretty much always traced back to single motherhood. Why? Because being a single mom, no matter how you try to cut it, doesn't make you a mother. It just verifies that you are biologically able to produce a kid. That's about it. The last set of comments here are, and this isn't opinion, this is researched statistical fact. Agree with her. She's not wrong, been in education for over 30 years, single dads know what's up. How many single mother homes are there compared to the amount of single father homes? I'm pretty sure there's a lot more single mother homes, which would attribute to this so-called study. Only facts here. Sounds like pick-me vibes. Maybe so, but pick-me vibes and the ridiculous question from comment number 4 don't combat the real issue of single motherhood, a societal problem that directly contributes to a lapse in masculine values. Men, truly, skip the DNA tests, skip the court battle, and skip it all. None of this even needs to be a concern if you stick to your own path. MGTOW is the only solution to not having to deal with any of these suggestions and the obstacles they address. That is the lesson here.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.